So just to clarify, is this my Christmas gift, or are you just showing me your purchase?
Who are you? Why are you in my house? What the hell?
Take it back, take it back. Sorry I asked. Okay, so that's the last time I try to steal someone else's toys. Anyway, other than that, let me show you how my weekend went. During the spring and fall of every year, I make an effort to go out and be a part of the local Vancouver Comic and Toy Show near my area. Now, those of you who've been to similar events like this can totally understand the sheer adrenaline you get when hunting through this much stuff. As mentioned in past videos, the vendor setup takes place for part of Friday night and picks up again early on Saturday morning to give people as much opportunity to shop during waking hours on both Saturday and Sunday. No exaggeration, once this is all set up, the selection literally consists of 400 tables with everything from super high-grade comics to video games, and for my own purposes, aisles upon aisles of toy-related stuff. As per usual, I've set up my own booth here with a few friends, and I suppose it's just part of my own personal collecting ecosystem to move things along and free up some budget to buy new stuff. And as the years go by, it may mean starting a new toy line that I probably shouldn't, or picking up a higher price point item that I didn't get a chance to buy back in the day. Either way, it allows me to be present for the entirety of the weekend and take in the full experience of this amazing show. Do remember again that we are looking at Canadian prices for this video, so if things seem a little bit high, just remember to adjust your exchange rate. Now, one thing I've omitted in past videos is the cosplay efforts that are done by people who come to the shows, and I actually want to touch on that today. You never get tired of hearing her saying it. Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Oh, you aren't I?
Damn it. Okay, well, that joke didn't land so well. As awesome as all the cosplay here has been, I am a sucker for Brett the Hitman Parts cosplay. Let's see you with the shades on. Now, I would say put me in a sharpshooter, but I think security will come running over.
I already got in trouble for that.
You already got in trouble for that today, and you're still here at the show. So
Jesse from Speed Metal Comics.
Jesse from Speed Metal Comics on YouTube.
On this?
Look at that. Look at that. Signed and everything. So we just saw the Bret Hart cosplay, and what do I see? A guy with the same finishing move. We got Sting, a man called Sting, over here. Because of the large selection, you pretty much just spend the entire time walking up and down the rows, looking at everything from what's on the tables to the shelving units that the vendors use to get themselves more display space, and even at bins underneath the tables sometimes. And while they do open this show to the public between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both Saturday and on Sunday, time does fly pretty quickly because your senses just get overloaded with how much there is to take in. And since there are a lot of personal interactions between me and other people in this video, I want to make sure I don't forget to at least go over a lot of the, well, let's just say more high-end key items that I saw at this particular event. There was a table worth of vintage Shogun Warriors over here, and speaking of Bret Hart, this is a really great 2-pack from the LJN WWF days of the Hart Foundation. You also can't go through a great toy show without some really nice real Ghostbusters stuff, a pile of boxed 80s mask items, and you even got some Sectors over here. And of course, this is my jam right here with some boxed vintage Transformers items. Here's the Power Rangers Titanus from 1993 that I haven't seen in forever, right in front of a vintage Kenner Millennium Falcon. I picked up this nice Dungeons & Dragons set of items for my friend in the States, and this $6 Million Man Bigfoot item is certainly not something that you find every day. So here's just a few, well, more than a few examples of the types of things you can see at this show. And somewhat peculiarly, I was teased by what I thought was a vintage, ultra-rare Wonder Bread He-Man toy. I'm about to ask the vendor if this is a real one or if it's a custom. Survey says...
Pretty sure it's a custom.
Okay, alright.
Not 100%. It came in a collection that I bought, but...
Okay, alright. Still...
possibly is a custom.
Okay. Yeah, I can see in between the paint, I can see the original color, so unfortunately I think this is a custom.
Okay, while that item may not have been the Holy Grail that we all hoped it would be, I did find another He-Man Grail that happened to be at this show.
Every time I come to this booth, there's an Eternia here. He sells one, he gets another. So for everyone in the audience, tell us your secret. Why is there always an Eternia here if you're always selling one?
It's like I'm an Eternia magnet. I can't lose them. They keep finding me. And believe it or not, they sell. You get that one person that walks through and they're like, oh my God, I've been looking for this forever. Especially when you find them like this. This is 100% complete, really nice, motor works, hard to find. Yeah. But if you want to save some money, you can always get the Origins playset. It'll be
which I'll show you
less
over
than
there.
half of what the original would cost you. Yeah.
He makes it sound so easy.
That's
but,
not.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for revealing your secrets, I guess.
It's not a secret.
And on top of everything I've already shown you, there were still more and more Holy Grail finds at this particular show.
This is very cool. Top Toys Argentina version of a He-Man right here. Look at this awesome $6 million man stuff. Isn't that awesome? Right over here. Wow, there he is right there. Now there's something you don't see every day. Voltron's Castle of Lions. Very little, if any, discoloration. Even has the key. Isn't that awesome? So just to clarify, is this my Christmas gift, or are you just showing me your purchase?
Who are you? Why are you in my house? What the hell?
Take it back. Sorry I asked. Okay, so that's the last time I try to steal someone else's toys.
And as fun as all this toy hunting is, sometimes the banter between people you see at the shows can be just as much fun.
Cheers.
Cheers when it's not even alcohol. I don't see this guy for a couple of years, and the first thing he does is buy me a coffee. Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome. Have a good show.
Well, Chad, what's the most expensive comic you've sold today? Tell the world.
Today.
I don't know. Nothing really expensive, actually.
I was trying to goad you into saying you sold some high-end graded issues so I could say dinner and drinks are on you tonight, but I guess I'll just buy my own dinner and drinks.
Or you can just buy me dinner and drinks, Ken.
We're going to cut this clip right now. End show.
He's buying.
No, don't listen. Because I can't go through an entire toy show without talking about wrestling. I brought my good buddy of 20 years, Clive, here, who's going to show us what the great Scott Hall sounded like back in the 90s.
Are you trying to tell the bad guy what to do, man? Are you actually doing a line reading to the bad guy? El Jefe? I'll tell you something, Chico. Last time someone told Razor Ramon what to do, you ask him if you can find him. But you make sure you don't get on the bad guy's bad side. We be cool, man. But one more kind of question like that, the bad guy, calm.
And before we move on, I just want to make mention that if you happen to like this video, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on your notifications, and click that like button. It's a small effort for you, but it'll go a long way towards helping me with growing this channel.
And I don't know, Matt, what do you think? Am I buying the snow speeder here?
Do it!
You're trying to tempt me.
It's so pretty.
I know.
It's nice.
So unfortunately, I took some time to think about whether I wanted that snow speeder, and by the time I got back, someone else had already picked it up. But hey, that's alright. I still got some other really amazing items, so let's have a look at my toy haul from this show. My favorite pickup from this show would be this rare 1987 Powers of Grayskull Bionatops from the Masters of the Universe toy line. The seller did have all 3 dinosaurs from that subline at one point at the previous toy show, but alas, my last visit to the show got sidetracked when I picked up and splurged on the Visionary's Dagger Assault that I mentioned last time, and I had left the dinosaurs for somebody else. Luckily for me though, he still had 1 Bionatops left, so I was happy to get it all complete for a great price compared to the much higher market values. I also picked up this Dino Riders Ankylosaurus along with the rider, and I nabbed a Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Soundwave figure that I'll give to my son, who recently asked me for a Soundwave figure. Now this isn't my biggest haul in terms of numbers, but even at a great price, the Bionatops cost a pretty penny, so I didn't want to go too overboard. I also need to make sure I don't forget to address that the 501st Legion was there, hence the Stormtrooper cosplayer that I showed you earlier, and they were just taking photos with people and a lot of children at their booth setup. And CGC was also there taking submissions to grade some of the higher end comics, and trust me, there were a lot of high end comics you could already find at the show, and it was just great to see that there was an opportunity for people to go get some more of them graded. Several artists were also present if you wanted to get some drawings done up at the show, so all in all, it was a pretty complete experience for collectors of all types of pop culture properties. Even with everything I've already mentioned, you make another round and another round at this show and you still catch more and more stuff along more and more rows of tables, like all these key graded issues, vintage original G1 Megatron figures with a lot of accessories, more and more Kenner Star Wars sets, some neat boxed Centurions, Migos World Greatest Superhero stuff, boxed vintage Captain Power items, some Inhumanoids items, more and more old school good condition Star Wars stuff again, all supported by some great vendors and some of the best stores in the regional community that we have up here. I guess the best way to describe this show is that you end up feeling like a kid in a candy shop with not enough pocket money to get everything you want, and yet you can't help but just blissfully stare at everything around you. I know once again that this particular video is toy heavy, as that's the focus of my own personal collection. But if you're a comic collector, especially for key issues and graded issues, this is just as good of an event for that. And speaking of comics, I do once again want to thank Canadian Comics for hosting this show. We're just past the 10-year mark now that this show has been active, and it seems like there's still some good mileage ahead to keep doing events like this one. In any case, hopefully you liked this walkthrough, and we'll be back next spring to have a look at the follow-up show. At least that'll give us enough time to save up some funds to do some more hunting and shopping when the time comes. It was good to see everyone come together again, with many vendors and attendees traveling from several hours away to be here and all kind of jointly enable one another in this crazy hobby that we all share. So, see you next time. Anyway, if you happen to enjoy this video, you can have a look at another toy hunt that I did by clicking on this link right over here, or to have a look at some toy histories, you can click on this playlist right over here. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.